day. It's can we? Okay. Hi there. Hi, baby. It is now day 7 of our trip, and we're back in Aishmuqam. Yesterday we kindly had an interview with Barbie and Nabi. I always forget the Nabi, and he kindly invited us to come to his house for a cup of tea and a chat. I would like to chat world peace with him. So can we walk to your house, please? Tell us a little bit more for us.
Let me introduce Ghulam Nabi Darzi. He is the former chief clerk of the shrine in Aishmuqam. And we had an interview of him yesterday.
The shrine there.
And he at the same time invited both of us to his house for a smaller chat and a cup of tea. And we are highly thankful to him for this kind invitation. And we are lucky enough. Let's see the view.
It is.
They are lucky they are living here, full of fosters.
And what's very interesting, there's no road address. The address is his name, surname.
Yes.
And then...
Actually, he's a famous personality here.
Yeah, but even if you're not famous, it's like you and Sringaga. When I post the things to you, you give me your name.
Yes.
And then what do you give?
Landmark. It was a landmark address.
You give a address. Yeah. So you just give a landmark, and then when they deliver the post, do they ask around for you, or how do they know?
No, they just reached the spot at my residence, just nearby my residence, the shop. They just put it there and called me. That they had my mobile number also.
Okay.
Then I told him that I put it here, keep it here, so I will grab it myself. Okay. So don't worry.
But just for people watching, there's no streets.
No streets. But in some modern colonies, there are streets.
Okay.
There are streets.
Yeah. And if someone is not famous here in Aishmuqam, how do they get post?
It's not like that. You need to have a proper PIN code. Okay. Once you have the PIN code, the address and village name. Like this is Aishmuqam. It has some small villages there. In villages there are some landmarks. Small village, small colonies, there are some landmarks.
Yeah, but let me just a minute. So say someone has got a house here. There's no landmark. Say that house there. How do someone get the post to there? There's no landmark here.
It won't be delivered to his particular home.
It will go to a shop.
Go to a shop.
Okay, so you put on, like what you did is you give a landmark shop. Aha, so now, okay, but this is not the house we thought yesterday.
Yes, it was this house. He was pointing to this, I was pointing to this house.
Oh, we opened.
It's just next behind it.
We were seeing it from that other side when we saw the runway. So he's just behind it, okay.
Just behind it.
Very good. Just entering the house.
Walaikum salam.
Should we take the shoes off here?
Yes.
Okay.
I'll help you. Give it to me.
Add here.
So before you go into a house, you always take your shoes off?
We always take our shoes off.
And what about yours? Why are you not taking yours off?
I will. It's too easy for me. I'm not having shoes like you, so I just have to do this and this. I'm ready.
And then you go.
Assalamu alaikum.
Hello there. So we're inside Nabi's house. Kindly invited us, and we're here today to discuss world peace and to get more information on Isa, Prophet Isa. And just for information, Feroz gave me in 2017 the Quran and the translation by Maulana Vidutuni Khan. If you can just mention it.
Sadasımız Kur'an-ı Şerif'in İngiliz bir soru tarcüme ediyor. Şu Mevlana Vahidin Khan tarcüme.
Anın
Lafzi tarcüme. Şu tafsir kenşi lafzi.
anın tafsir şu aklı.
And as mentioned, so I just want to mention that again, perhaps that I want to discuss my theory of how world peace is possible.
जिस zaman ki bakar be मतलब मिश पंजा एक सोच की दुनिया को अमन कित पहुंच मुमकिन दुनिया में अमन कित पहुंच मुमकिन.
So in the Quran, chapter 4, verse 157, it says that Isa didn't die on the cross. And it then says, and it clearly says, they did not kill him. And the Creator raised him to himself.
Yes.
Can you just mention it?
Jurnalist Kur'an-ı Mukaddes'imiz ak sure Maryam şayet.
Anın sonra Maryam.
Tatmaz şu akat satın zimayet.
Ha.
İşte surim sure su akat satın zimayet ama lekan ki Allah Taala to iman lokan manan Christian. Nasran ki tahi mor won Hazreti İsa aleyhissalatu vesselam da crosses per kiya ta salibus per arz karne ki belki su bolo me panus kun vapas.
And it says here that the Creator raised him to himself, and I believe, and the Talmud of Jmmanuel says he had a near death, and I know that is a near death experience.
Mش ونان ki şu Kur'an mukaddes ونان ki Allah Taala ونان hımız kimi hesap olursa panus kun. Various kitap şu paniyet follow garet mazhabı panus falan taçına Talmud of Jmmanuel sim paranmış ti. Tat mş ونان ki hesap olsun motuk nazdiki akı experience tecrübe. Hazreti İsa.
İsa aleyhisselam.
And so in Christianity, and I'm a Christian, a Protestant Christian, you've got the Trinity. It's like the samosa. And you've got the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
İmç ونان ki İsa Christian. Tatmış ak firqaq yat ونان tim Protestant. Tim ونان tatmış Trinity mi ونان şat. Ak şu mol neçu be ruh mukaddes. Mol şi ونان tatmış Xudayız. Neçu ونان Hazreti İsa sim. O ruhi mukaddes Cibril aleyhissalatu vesselam istiman.
And that is not correct, because all of us are sons of Allah, of the Creator.
İş ونان ki şunu madar sehi kihin. İş Müslümanın.
Evet.
Sonuç ekide Allah Taala teynes ben Müslümanın şu ki bu şunu imanan ki Hazreti İsa şu neçu Müslüman Allah Taala şu kihin. Mar imşmanan ki sığır işte bir neci. Şu yok ne ki imşmanan sığır. Müslümanın şu iş panı manan ki sığır. Tu gel varsın Müslümanlar. Anbat.
Ya tu hi farmay bi.
Yeşu Müslümanın şu iş Christian. Protestant Christian şu da açmaz dışı var.
Zaz.
ठीक है यहून मानुन छ कि युसमन किताब छ तम छ मानन ट्रिनिटी को त्रेन पेट आख गो मोल बेगो रूही मुकद्दस शिमन त्रे यम छ वनान कि युस हजरत ईसा छ सु नेजु कमसन खुदायसन नाउजुल्लाह मिन जालिक यश यहून मान पर यश वनान कि बुशन पान पर्सनली मानन कि जैति दोस में पेट
यकीन के
सु छ नेजु मगर यश वनान कि बुश माना सारी छ इस्तेम छिन नेजि
बंदे
Na iş falan neci, bandırın ki ago ibadet karnı var. Beğen neci.
So Christians, and I'm a Christian, put, this is my view, they put Isa, Jesus, above the other prophets of the 5 main religions.
Who put them?
So Christians, because they believe that, this is my views, they believe that Jesus, Isa, is the son of the Creator. They put him higher than the other 5 prophets of the other religions.
Christian chứ, timosa kar kılmış Hazreti İsa şu timodu demiş martaba toji banamlı kadar ki şu kadar bu nece bana timo kadar ki timodu balki yüpay ambiya ko demiş martaba
ziyade prophet.
But if Christians can understand that perhaps, they don't even have to fully believe, but perhaps Isa, Jesus, didn't die on the cross, he survived the crucifixion, then it's the start of world peace, because then all the prophets of the 5 main religions are the same.
Imşana ki agar timi manan Christian कि हज़रत ईसा अलैहिस्सलाम तो सह आव न पज पे सूली पे लटकावन कहें सह बचो तम साथ रबन तम अगर यह थावन तम जहनस मज तेल बाकी 5 खास अदियान मज़ाहिब दुनिया मज खास कर बुद्धिज्म
Yeah, Hinduism, Buddhism, Judaism, Christianity, and Islam.
Hinduism, Buddhist अगर हिंद बे गो बुद्धिस्ट बे गई यहूद बे गो नसरा बे गई मुसलमान 5 खास मजहब दुनिया मज हेकन तेल ब्रोह पकित क्या वन कि यहिंद पैगम्बर तमन मज रब सून पैगम्बर तम तेल बराबर बराबर मतलब रुतबस मज क्रिश्चियन अगर हो जिद पन त्रावान कि हज़रत ईसा खुदा सुन नीचु.
So in Hinduism, as example, my favorite Hindu prophet is Lord Krishna. I've got a spiritual connection with him.
Ich wan ki मैं सच Hinduism में पढ़ूं तब मैं बस इस तुम इम चिंदे में इस पैगम्बर मानन के मानन आउट मिशन में अवतार में छोड़ में शोधी पता मगर वन कि सह है कि पैगम्बर ऐसे तो मैं तमो हिंदू मजहब में तमिस पे वारिया एतबार कि तमिस ठीक ठीक रोदमुत मतलब अत सिलसिलस में जो मुसलमान.
And I visited Mathura, and he was born 3,000 years before Christ, so roughly 5,000 years ago. And we've got the exact date. And his mother was in a prison. So he was a man, just like Prophet Muhammad was a man. He's not a god like the Hindus believe he is. And then if you can maybe first mention that.
Ich wan ki Iman Krishna was hinnen, so as zaw Mathuras mos. Yupi mos Mathura, tat zaw tem so smoj kadas mos zaw tuit. To so insan per Hazrat Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam insan, tit per sa istim te insan. So khoda boda.
And then in Buddhism, obviously you've got Buddha, everyone know he was born. Then in Judaism, my favorite prophet is Prophet Moses.
Moses, yes. Depois Buddhism şu bir adiyan te mamma şu hon yimotum şu khoda bano panjayet miş bana Buddha. Trim şu Yahud şu. Yus peygamber temon beda sozna temin dikat rasul Hazreti Musa şu mein favorite sari ko. Temsa.
And then obviously in Christianity is my belief, it's Jesus, Isa, but actually his real name was Jmmanuel. And that's why we're going to discuss the Talmud of Jmmanuel.
İnşallah patko Christianity mas, suyumuz mas şu Hazreti İsa aleyhisselam, demiş yimçvanan demiş Jesus di. To bir kitabı tahmışımız tuhun dağıtımız Jmmanuel.
And Apostle Paul and Saul in the New Testament, he changed the name. Jesus' real name is Jmmanuel. He changed it to Jesus.
He was a father, priest.
Apostle Paul
He was
persecuted Jesus, Jmmanuel, and then he converted, and I think he became Saul, or maybe the other way around.
What
Paul and Saul. So Paul was a guy.
They were two?
No, same. So Apostle Paul, he persecuted. He wanted to kill. He wanted to kill Jesus, but then he converted. He saw after the crucifixion. He saw Jesus on the road to Damascus, and he converted, and then he changed the name to Saul. So it's very famous in Christianity.
Okay.
Now he changed his name from Jmmanuel. No, he changed Jesus' name from Jmmanuel, which is the true name, to Jesus.
Okay. You see, when Apostle Paul, tem ju komut yus Hazreti İsa tem hiç konucu katıl karmış koşuşu. Pat tem ushmit kya istem komu moyne kya patsas konucu panun vapas amut panis mayda bir gün nayasa komuna galat. Tem to patem sunam shvatem shostam to tam nam Jmmanuel. Hazreti İsa. Patsas to tem item is now Jesus.
And then obviously in Islam you've got Prophet Muhammad. So you've got the 5 main religions, and all their prophets are equal, in my view.
Yes. Dem ju varan ki masal bes 5 mazhabin ni min bunme sayni peygamber zikr o time pat tuhun Islam us Hazreti Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. ठीक है ये मसाज से ही पैगंबर.
Okay. Then just to discuss a few our trip, we've just been to Advatu, and the local village people swear that Moses was there. He just rested there. He never died there, and he just rested there.
जो ऐसा कि बांडपुर में जो आया अठवत, ताइमास तो नाम बोझ में अठवत.
नाम में बोझ आते ही तो वुशुम टे
अठवत ताइसा चीज इन लोग शिक्के उन मालूम चीज़ कि हज़रत ईसा चीज़ योर आमद, चीज़ दफन कर, योर ऐसा चीज़ आमद तब से एक ही थाक त्रोम.
And you kindly yesterday confirmed that the rod at Aishmuqam is Jesus, Isa's rod, Jmmanuel.
Bu tayin işte zon में रात के ताहिती निश वही confirm कि ये जो आसन वारक जो हज़रत ईसा अलैहिस्सलाम.
Su şu umut sanat basanat. Yango su şu bizeti Musa Kalimullah sun. Su şu.
मगर अगर उनके
ना तो bu aracımın bu kadar pat kırıyor. Te Hazreti Musa Kalimullah sözümüz panın her bar father'ın bahsedi inam. Bahsedi inam. Yani temiz sotuğunda niyeter, sonra marlı peyran, umanda da bizim temiz niyeter. Temiz temiz şu Kur'an var, bu şey falan. Temiz kor bukumaz ab, kehrimaz. To velmaz, temiz ab kor. तो ऐसे ये पत को हमन पसंद मगर तिमा शर्म हया तुम गए पानस मर तुम फरन शाशु अक इंसान आ सुरूद पत तत बहसे ति घर पे इस बनाओ घर पे पत ये बिजन तुम राय तुम बिज तेमो के तीर बख्शे जाते दाज वन तो बीत तो स आसा
ठीक
हां पत ओस पत सनद बस हजरत आयशा निश
yes he says that his belief is that Prophet Moses actually, if we go to the history, this rod actually belongs to Prophet Moses. He got it from his father-in-law when
she is not Hazrat she is Paygambар.
He gifted this some herd of sheep and a rod to him after he Prophet Moses married to his daughter. Then it got transferred from one descendant to another.
Bye.
Yeah.
And it reached to Prophet Jesus.
Okay.
And this
that's
is the
very
same
important.
word which is they believe is here.
Okay, that's very interesting. Because therefore, in yesterday's chat, it is correct that it was Prophet Moses' rod, and then it became Jesus' rod.
Yes.
And online, a lot of people have said that.
It was transferred from one people.
Thank you for confirming that.
अमित वजाहत तो सोरे मरे मसमस
Hazrat Musa ने को खानरो बाकी आसुक बाकी
आसुक शो बस सासा ओस ते मन दस पाल बस तकरी के बस आस ओस
Just say
पत आव सो मौजूदन मस तम कर पत मौजूद
There's a chapter in Quran which says all about Prophet Moses. How did he go there? When did he marry it? Who was his father-in-law? What happened to him then? It's story of Prophet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So then yesterday we mentioned that 722 years before Christ, so roughly 2,700 years ago, 10 of the 12 tribes of Israel were pushed east. They were expelled out of Israel, and there's some that believe one tribe, Jewish tribe, ended up here, and that's one of the reasons why we took the DNA test yesterday.
Yemç varan ki saz diye saz mor satuşut veri mor saz Musa sundizm kabayles me ba kabayli astı. Dayo follow the dahge roy garda Allah taala ka pitim gari patat jolavadan yatma. Tim gay ta drive şuna ki tim asake alag jayn be tim kabayl pat abad. Emsun manun çünkü tim mas ah kabayl yuvardi yet Kashmir mas 800 abad gesi temsin teki zuriyat gesi Bani İsrail mas.
Okay, now for the period of Isa, Jmmanuel, Jesus, between age 13 and 29.
Sorry?
Between age 13 and 29. So I'm going to discuss.
Isa
Between 13 and 29.
13 and 29.
In the current New Testament of Christians, it says, there's just a long verse that said, Isa, Jmmanuel gained wisdom. There's just one long verse, but it says he gained wisdom. Between 13, he gained wisdom. So in the whole New Testament, the current New Testament, I believe that the Talmud of Jmmanuel is the correct New Testament, but the current Christian Bible has only one verse about the whole period of Jmmanuel, Isa, between age 13 and 29. One verse.
Yes.
Nothing else. There's before, and then nothing about 13, 29, and then the rest.
Just four. It was 13 to 39.
Age 13 to 29. There's just one verse in the current New Testament, and the rest, there's nothing. So they discuss in the current New Testament before age 13, Then for 30 to 29, there's one verse that said he's gained wisdom, and then they discuss the crucifixion.
Jona şu trova perte contribution aslında timan susman knowledge ilmiyat. ठीक है ilmiyat आई timan ilm को timan पर और time बाद आई timan पर सु करने सु मतलब attempt at English पर वाला वैसे कि ऐसा करो नहीं crucify तक तस पर खालूँ नहीं मतलब cross खालूँ नहीं
But but there's a document called the Life of Saint Isa. Can you just mention that, please? The Life of Saint Isa.
It's Prophet Isa.
Prophet Isa, Jesus. Jmmanuel.
Prophet Isa.
The Life of Saint Isa.
Document sahibi banamı, şu document this padamı liakne. Yus zindagi şu Hazreti İsa Aleyhisselam tek padamı liakne.
And what this document says is that Jesus, as a small boy, age 13, he went, most probably the Silk Road, I forget, to current day Puri in India, in the south of India. It was then called Jagannath.
Which one is Hazreti İsa was Trovur, which Müslüman, Trovur, stem patsa kortem ship to so transfer that per draw so Puri şak jay. It's in India.
Yes, the southern India.
Yes. İşte Hindistan में जाया Puri. या फिर किसी नाम जगन्नाथ पुरी शाक बोर्ड मंदिर.
अन्ना जगन्नाथ मंदिर शो में बहुत हिंदू
जगन्नाथ पुरी. Yes.
And the Shakarashaya Hindu group,
chief priest here.
Yeah, they taught Isa, Jmmanuel, Jesus for 6 years.
This one Sasago Pator Jagannath Puri, that's a beautiful Hindu Padrios board, mother board is one go or they miss a huge 30, about 6 years. Huh?
6 years. And then after that, Isa went north and he went to Lhasa, the capital of Tibet.
And Isa so what Tibetmas, that's Jayak Lhasa. What word?
And the Buddhists taught him for 6 years. And a Buddhist monk wrote all that down, and that's what is called the Life of Saint Isa on a scroll, which is in Lhasa, Tibet. Then there was a Buddhist monk from the Himas monastery in Leh.
He went there.
So the Buddhist monastery from Leh, from the Himas monastery, he went to Lhasa. He went to Lhasa. And he saw the scroll called the Saint of Isa, and he made a copy of that. Then he took the copy back to Himas monastery outside Leh. And then over a period, over the last, I think, 100 years, I think it's 5 different people have written books, different time periods. They've actually seen that scroll. And what the scroll said, after that, Isa, Jmmanuel, Jesus, went back to Nazareth.
Nazareth, which is current?
Which is Palestine, which is Nazareth, it's current Israel. So that when he was age 28, 29. Okay. So after this now we are going back to Srinagar. And I'm going to stay at the foothill of Solomon Hill, now called Shakarashaya. So it's interesting that Solomon Hill is now called Shakarashaya Hill.
Yes, I do.
And the Hindus that taught Jmmanuel, Isa, in Puri was called the Shakarashayas. So maybe there's a connection there.
Puri Jagannath Puri mas yuhun malum chu Hazrat Isa was tati. Tati was Shankaracharya. Yeti hasa Shankaracharya. Mesh basan ki Hazrat Isa ma ek tor ek ësit iman mas pan mein ka connection.
So what I would like to know from you, have you got any information about Isa, Jesus, being in Srinagar?
Jwan ke ishme bozun munda matlab panne tahqiq kya to hinisha ka Hazrat Isa mutaliq ka khas is tahqiq usta hai ki when ki Srinagar Kashmir ma shu amut khas kar Srinagar Hazrat Isa
tawarikh mutabik sun ki yor ka paygambar amut.
As per the history, he says there is no proof that any prophet of Islam or whatever it's Bani Israel have ever visited Kashmir. There is no historical proof to it, and nor I believe.
Okay, so he believes not even Moses and Jesus
Not
was here.
any of the prophets
Okay.
have ever visited Kashmir.
Okay. So turning to the Talmud of Jmmanuel, this is the Talmud of Jmmanuel. And I believe that this is the Injil, what's referred to in the Quran as the Injil.
Jwana ishu si kitab chu is Quran su mention chu Injil. Ishu tam ish menish koi piyak. Okay.
And in the Talmud of Jmmanuel, it says that Prophet Muhammad is coming.
Jwana ishu kitab yos basharat az divan ki Hazrat Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam
Yenu
ishu kitab yah mushli.
Jumun mut Hazrat Isa han tishi
Hazrat
mun.
Isa nun yapati tokai.
Yapadi yedi be.
Temo now Ahmad. Jwana ishu Talmud of Jmmanuel chu ishu kitab.
Yimot tishi mun mut.
Yechu atmış mention ki az yimot hayır su it maish fana ki na yat kitab ma şu mujud.
And I believe that the Talmud of Jmmanuel is the true New Testament.
Hiç fana ki şu sahi bokşi. Şu mana ki sahi kitab. Muhtar bu mani çıkaran nay kitab. Jmmanuel which İncil. İşte sahi İncil.
And what I
Acha
very much like to send you, I came up with a 2.5-page document of my theory of how world peace will take place, which is what we discussed, but more information. And then I would like to send this to you, plus the Talmud of Jmmanuel. Now, I know from yesterday you haven't got an email address.
He don't show us.
Say again?
He's not having any email.
Yes. So my question is, will he accept if we send it to him, and how will we send it to him?
I think it's be better to give him a hard copy if you have.
I've got a hard copy of this. If I can give him the hard copy.
Yes.
But I can't. But I haven't got a hard copy of this.
Keep it with you.
Yes.
I will do one thing.
Yes.
It's my route for up and down Pahalgam.
Okay.
Okay. I will get the printout in Srinagar and I will hand it out to you.
Okay.
That's the promise.
Could you?
Yes. Jwana ki hasa shme panas shme yemishan ne biat paydi ki bidim sotay. Bidim sem super kare. Ki yat başı ki hemen matla üst research kar bikit koyge dünik amna man labil wap şu ki ba ki khas pas mazahib. Yemen mazim peygamber se mojno khoda ki temas peygamber. Temas peygamber. Ba güçlü research ki matla bronx kunim havis agar kıys ka şak o şubat hai şey ki bronx kunit amna man smız kayıtı ta ki dünyasımız amna man ba güç master.
That will be great. But in addition to that, has he got any of his sons or daughters? Have they got email addresses that we can email it to?
The most I check is batches email chalan email address kıys chalan. Email internet chalavan ka khas.
WhatsApp chu chalavan ka WhatsApp.
Our ladka.
MCS email ID.
Matris email WhatsApp yesin chalan.
WhatsApp is
Yes. He will do one thing. He will provide us a WhatsApp number. We can share the book.
Has he got a WhatsApp?
His son.
His sons.
He will
Perfect.
let it.
Thank you for the interview. Much appreciated.
Tuhtimaş var mı ki Hazreti İsa's mutalik, Hazreti Musa's mutalik da ki hamam teki böyle.
Ritim Aisha Ruhullah aleyhisselam sosu bagari mol.
Very good.
So av daras kharna yosi pantuan फांसी खाने तो मरते हैं लोग ने फांसी कहते हैं ना हो बाहु ये शक्ल को नहीं ऐसे तो भाई ऐसे जो फल नहीं सो इससे नहीं पानी शायद बन यहाँ से फेरो सो यहाँ से जो मामा का इसे पर औसत हंडे शक्ल यूज़ जो तुम तो दारस पर खोड़ Hazreti Ayşe ruhullah aleyhi ve sellem şu Suriye asmanız bir.
Kya şu an demiş asmanız perti. Çalo
Bu karışman Suriye asmanız bir yıl huzur pak sallallahu aleyhi ve sellem miracı söyledi. Miracı. Tamiz kurtumu gorniki asman patan razı sarbi iktidat diman pa. İmamul Muttakin.
हाँ बिल्कुल
तो मगर ये मिजान आशे तो मतलब क्या थे इल्मजान वल्लाहु आलम बिसवाब तो लिहाजा कर सुशु इस्मत लिहाजा तवारीख
information that we got from the Mufti in Bandipora, and it's our belief also, being a Muslim myself also, and he being a chief clerk here, and he believes that Jesus was not crucified. They were just amazed, and Allah called him back. He's not in the heavens. He's waiting for the orders from Allah to turn to this world. But he has not yet returned. He will turn back before the day of the judgment. The same beliefs.
Yeah.
So,
Thank you.
thank you.